what's going on, all my gamers, all my Gacha and VTuber gamers? So, today I wanted to talk about my time at Twitchcon because I just came back like a week ago and I hadn't really talked about it. I really want to talk about meeting Gacha creators and the people who I did meet at Twitchcon because it was a lot of fun. I didn't know that one of my friends was actually going to be there, Lenari Donna. I was in the middle of going to grab my ticket to pick it up, grab up my badge, and we walked past each other, and she pointed me out because I had nothing but gamer sub stuff on. And my friend Lunari Donna, like, she's like, "Oh, that's so cool. Look at," and then we looked up at each other. And she's like, "Oh, wait." And so then we finally figured out that we were going there. So luckily I had someone to walk around with, which is good because I'm a drag-y chat. I'm not much of a dragger. I'm a drag-y. People normally drag me around when I go to cons and stuff like that. And I'm all about it. I really like it because then I don't really have to make any decisions. Plus, you know, she's a partner streamer and she's got all the connections and stuff like that, and it's fun. And you know, what's up, Rebu? So the first person that I wanted to talk about that I met, of course, we know the GOAT is Tectone. Tectone, the first day that I met him, I actually flashbanged myself. So I'm obviously behind this picture. I'm not gonna show myself, I'm not gonna dox myself, but you know, he is so tall. I didn't realize how tall. I think he said he's like 6'4" or something like that. I didn't realize how tall he was, right? And I was just like, oh fuck. And I was like, "Hey Tectone, can we take a picture?" Well, the first thing that I did, I don't know if, because he was live streaming at this point, I don't know if they caught it on stream. The first thing was I went in to give him a dap because this is what I'm used to. You know, I dap people up. That's how I say hi. I dap people up, and I was gonna go to Tectone. I had my hand out, you know, you put your hand up getting ready for the dap, and he put his fist out, and I went to give him a fist bump right after. I was like, oh shit. And then I went to go fist bump, and I guess he saw my hand was open, and then he opened his hand, and then he closed his hand when I had my dap, and at the same time I opened my hand, and so we were just like it was so funny though, and I was just like, "Oh, hi Tectone, what's going on, man?" And it was just so funny to me. But yeah, dude, he was super cool. I met him twice. I met him on the first day, and then I met him at his Gamer Subs meet and greet. He was super cool though. When I talked to him, he was basically how you would expect off stream, but not as loud. I think he had to be kind of loud. Mark, thank you for that resub. He had to be kind of loud because it was just a loud place. Like TwitchCon itself is so loud, you kind of have to yell a little bit to meet him. But he was super cool, and I really liked him. Next was Shinya. Shinya was a little bit more of my height. Shinya, I walked up to him. He was, you know, he was hanging out with Tectone on the first day, so I got to meet him pretty quickly. I walked up to him. I was like, "Oh, what's up, Shinya?" And we had a pretty good talk. You know, we were talking about growth and stuff like that when it comes to becoming a content creator. And he gave me some pretty good advice. He's like, "Oh, you know, first you want to start on YouTube." He's like, "Always YouTube first." And I kind of agree, to be completely honest. I think starting on YouTube is definitely where you want to start as a content creator because, man, I'm just saying YouTube has been kinder to me. People in the YouTube chat, always super cool, dude. I love everybody. Everyone who's been supporting me and watching my content, I love all you guys. But yeah, it was kind of nice to meet someone who was a little bit more of my height and it wasn't towering over me. But speaking of towering over me, Chad, did you know Mr. Pokey was super fucking tall? I didn't know that. I found that one out the hard way. I was just like, "Oh, what's up, Mr. Pokey?" He was walking by, I believe. I think he was streaming. I was like, "Hey, Mr. Pokey, can I get a picture?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I went up to take a picture with him, and I was like, "Oh God, he's really tall." It was super cool though. I actually met Mr. Pokey like 3 different times. The first time was this time right here where we took the picture. He was walking by, streaming, I'm pretty sure. And I was just like, hey, what's going on? Can I have a picture? And he had a picture with me. And then the next time I seen him when he was walking around with more people. He was walking around with Shinya and Box. And that time I had him sign my badge because I didn't have a marker the first time. The second day of TwitchCon, I ran to Walmart, grabbed me like a pack of 4. And so I was walking around with like 4 pins in my pocket. So whenever people needed it, I would give them like my Sharpie and stuff like that. But yeah, the last time I met him was with a meet and greet. They had like a meet and greet for Ruby and Mina Aoyama. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it there. Ruby gave me a brick. She gave like a Lego brick with her name. It was like a little keychain, and it's super cute. I would have to find a picture of it. Oh, I have a picture of it on Twitter. Give me a second to go grab that real fast. Yeah, and Mr. Pokey, I don't know if he forgot. I assuming he forgot, or because he probably met so many people that weekend, and I walked around with with my hood up, so he probably didn't recognize me. I'm like, I was like, I don't know, something. I was walking around with my hood up. It probably looks super weird, but yeah, this is the brick that Mina gave us, or not Mina, that Ruby gave us. So that was really cool. Ruby was super sweet. I met them super fast. I didn't want to like bother them, so I was just like, "Can I? Hey guys, can I have a quick autograph signing of my badge?" So they signed my badge, and then Mr. Pokey came up, and he was like, Mr. Pokey was writing his name on my badge again, and I didn't know what to do, and I was just like, "Oh, are you signing it again?" I was just like confused, and he was like, "Wait, did I sign it already?" I was like, "Yeah, did you not?" And I pointed it out where he signed, and he was like, "Oh shit!" It was really funny though. Mr. Pokey was super cool, and Box, man, this is where I came to the realization that I might be short, chat, because I was going and I met up with a friend of mine. I call her my little sister. I met up with her, and we were around the area where these guys were just so happened to be hanging out. And I walked up to Box. I was like, "Hey, Box, can I have a picture?" He's like, "Sure." Chat, they call Box like really short, and they always make fun of him for his height. Chat, me and Box are the same height. So I guess I'm short comparatively. But I mean, when you compare to like Mr. Pokey and Tectone, you're gonna be short either way because these guys are giants. I was just like, oh, okay. But yeah, Box was super cool. Box even recognized me. He was like, "Oh, hey, you type in my chat." I'm like, "Yeah." So he was super cool. I really liked Box. Box was like a super chill guy. And I should say that's probably it for like the Gacha creators. The only other person I can think of, the only people I didn't take a picture with was Ruby and Mina. And, I guess because, it's like inherent as a VTuber to not ask for pictures. So I just didn't ask for a picture because, I had to crop myself out of my own pictures. But yeah, so I just didn't ask her for pictures. But these are the VTubers that I met. This is Shy Lily. I had to crop her out. Dude, Shy Lily was really fast. I was running towards, we were walking around, and Lily was walking around in her cosplay. She cosplayed herself on the last day. And we just like looked. She walked by us, and we just kind of like stared. And she was walking and walking. And then we all looked at each other, and we're like, "Was that Shy Lily?" And we were like, "Oh shit." And we started walking over to meet her. And we had to like, I almost had to, what do you call it? I had to like fast walk, but she was actually kind of fast. And then we caught up to her, and then I asked her for a picture, and I asked her for her to sign my badge. I found out that if anyone else strays from that like dialogue tree, I asked Shy Lily, I was like, "Hey, can I take a picture with you?" And then she talked. She was like, "Oh, of course. How is your con going?" Dude, I broke immediately. I didn't know what else to say. I was like, I don't know why. I got like super nervous when she was like, "How is your?" For whatever reason, I couldn't like talk after that. But yeah, Shy Lily was super sweet. She's really tiny. I didn't realize that. I was just like, oh. I was just like, oh, she's super short, but she's super sweet though. And then I met Onigiri. Onigiri, I was able to catch on the last day. She was walking around in her own cosplay, which is really cool, by the way. I've seen a lot of that, by the way. I've seen a lot of VTubers cosplaying themselves. I thought that was super sick. And Onigiri was cosplaying herself on this one. And I was just like, I walked up to her. I was like, hey, Giri, can I have a picture? No, I asked her for just to sign my badge, of course, because she's a VTuber. Like I said, it's just inherent for me to just ask for a VTuber to sign my badge, because I also met Buff Pup. I didn't take a picture with her because I didn't know she was cool with that. I was just like, hey, can you sign my badge? And she signed it. And so I had Onigiri sign my badge, and I was just like looking at it. I was looking at it like, haha. And she's like, do you want a selfie? She asked it like very sweet. I was like, yeah, absolutely. Because I didn't know what to say. I was like, yeah, can I have a selfie, please? And she's like, yeah. I was telling her how much I loved her videos, and I told her that my favorite video of hers was the Asmon video, because the Asmon steak video. I thought that was great. Dude, I met Iron Mouse, and I was like, oh, it's Iron Mouse, dude. I wanted to cry, because Iron Mouse is like one of my biggest inspirations ever. I actually showed up on stream, and I didn't know that. I thought she was just walking around. For whatever reason, it slipped my mind that she was actually having a subathon the whole time. And I was like, oh, I realized this later when I got home, because I think this was the last day. So I got home this day, and I was going through Twitch, and I seen Iron Mouse was having a subathon. I was like, oh no. Oh no, this isn't good. And I went through where I thought I would be at when she was at the artist alley, and I was looking through it, and I was like, oh no, I showed up on stream. Oh fuck. And she was staring right at me, and I didn't have, because the way I was at Twitchcon, I didn't have a face covering. I just had my hood up. I bought the Twitchcon sweater, and then I was wearing that the whole time with my hood up, and that's just kind of how that felt like the VTuber thing for me to do. So I met Iron Mouse, dude. I was like on the verge. I was like, and then, you know, I spoke to her in Spanish, and that was great. That was like a big thing for me. I don't know why. I was like, I want to talk to Iron Mouse in Spanish, and so I did. And dude, that was great. That was everybody that I met so far. I'm trying to think of anyone else who signed my badge that I didn't see. I've met Honeycub. I met one of my longtime friends, Spanish. Yeah. This is one of my friends, Jayla Ray. Here we go. This is one of my friends, Jayla Ray. I've been friends with her for like almost 5 years, and I finally met her at TwitchCon. That was really cool. She gave me like the biggest hug ever. But yeah, that was that was great. I'm trying to think of anyone else that people might know. I don't know if anyone knows who Kat Liente is. I know she's been making like VTuber stuff lately. I met her, and funny enough, I actually knew her before this. She used to make League content. That's how I know her. That's how I know her and Jayla Ray. It's because they make League content. That's how I knew them. I used to make League TikToks. Met them. Super cool. They recognized me. Kat recognized me just from my face, by the way. That was kind of weird. She's just like, oh, I recognize the face and the voice. I was like, oh, fuck. I had a great time. TwitchCon was a great time. I know a lot of people didn't like the venue itself, and I will say that as a con goes, it's not the greatest, but it's not so much. You don't really go for the con itself. The con itself is more of just a facilitator for things to happen at the event, right? You don't go there for the con. You go there for your friends to hang out. That I had a great time, chat. A lot of walking around. My feet hurt. Anyways, let me know if you guys met anyone at TwitchCon. If you guys enjoyed the video, comment, like, and subscribe, and I will catch you gamers in the next one. Bye.